AITA for refusing to call out my mom for something she did to my GF. I have been seeing my GF for 3 months now, and she spent Christmas with me and my family. My GF lost her mother 7 years ago, and it is a very sensitive topic. I told my mom about it so that she does not bring it up and put my GF in a mood where she misses her mom. Christmas used to be a very nice time for her. My mom told one of the other guests that my GF's mother passed away and that my GF would be spending Christmas with us. The guest took it upon themselves to ask my GF some very personal questions about her mother, who she was, where they used to live, etc. And I noticed my GF getting very uncomfortable. Eventually, after dinner, my GF went into my room sobbing. My GF also told me she felt like my mom was picking on her throughout the night because my mom asked for her help various times, told her to stack the plates, asked her to help with boiling the potatoes. My mom did not ask this of any of the other guests, and I honestly believe she was just trying to bond with my GF. Regardless, my GF asked me to address this with my mom, but in a way that doesn't make her seem like she's complaining. She asked me to tell her that I noticed these things on my own and address it with my mom accordingly, but I disagreed because I have never had issues with any past significant others, and I don't believe my mom was being malicious in telling the guests about my GF's deceased mother or just asking her for help. I have a great relationship with my parents and quite honestly don't want to tarnish it. My parents have always been super supportive of me, and honestly, while I love my girlfriend, I don't believe she has been around my parents or in my life long enough to be asking me to risk tarnishing the relationship with my parents. AITA for refusing to call out my mom on what she did. You're not ready to have a girlfriend. YTA. So you told your mom that your GF is incredibly sensitive about the topic of her mother. Your mother blabs to a friend, and that friend makes your girlfriend experience the exact situation she was trying to avoid, and you're on the fence about telling your mom that that information was not hers, not share? If making your mother self-reflect would tarnish your relationship, you should probably relay those exact sentiments to her so she can decide whether or not she wants to waste any amount of her life on a hopeless mama's boy. YTA. YTA for not stopping the guest. Also, the fact your mom had your 3-month GF she barely knows doing chores when she is a guest is very weird to me. Maybe a culture thing. But if my mother saw me doing that to my kids so when they were a guest, she'd be very disappointed in me. I understand you believe your mother was trying to bond with her, and that may be true, but it definitely didn't work and came off rude, especially if your GF was the only one asked, as she pointed out. You either need to explain what your mother was trying to do to your GF better and/or explain the miscommunication to your mom and ask her to find a different bonding activity with your girlfriend. YTA. If you think that correcting minor slip-ups will tarnish your relationship with your parents, then you don't have a healthy relationship with your parents. YTA. Couldn't you just say to the guest that it is a sensitive topic? Also, are you okay with your mom asking help only from your girlfriend? YTA. You noticed your GF getting uncomfortable, but didn't put a stop to the invasive questions. And since when do guests help with the cooking? If anything, that would have been your job, as son and co-host bonding time could have happened another time. Not after just 3 months of getting to know each other and still getting comfortable with each other. Your mother was taking liberties. You need to be on Team GF now, not Team Mommy. I have a great relationship with my parents and quite honestly don't want to tarnish it. If you're worried that your relationship with your parents can be tarnished by asking your mom two very reasonable questions, why she seemed to single out your girlfriend for help, and why she told another guest about her mother's death when you'd asked her not to bring it up. Then your relationship with your parents is not as great as you think it is. YTA. YTA, and so is your mom and her nosy friends. I hope she dumps you. You sound like a mommy's boy. YTA. So you told your mom about your girlfriend's loss in order to avoid any triggers. Your mother proceeds to tell others, or at least one other, this highly personal information, apparently not for the purpose of ensuring your girlfriend's comfort, but rather to gossip. This other guest then chooses to ask a series of inappropriate and invasive questions on the exact topic, very clearly making your girlfriend uncomfortable to the point of tears. You sit there and literally do nothing. You don't ask the guest to stop. You don't remove yourself and your girlfriend from the situation. Nor do you ask your mother to intervene. It doesn't even seem like you're holding your mother accountable for her irresponsibility. Now, while your girlfriend is in this state of discomfort, along with the fact she is visiting your home and family for the first time, your mother proceeds to repeatedly single her out with chores. She's already been made to feel uncomfortable. She's been triggered on the loss of her mother. And her boyfriend hasn't stepped up at any point, so she probably felt completely isolated. It's completely reasonable she felt as if she was being picked on given the emotional state she was in. You brought her into an unhealthy situation. Then you have the audacity to avoid any responsibility for it. You dismissed her valid concerns because you never had issues with any past significant others. And you feel like simply asking your mother to be mindful is tarnishing your familial relationship, which is utter nonsense. You're coming up with excuses as to why you don't have to respect your girlfriend's feelings or boundaries. You seem to be lacking in emotional maturity here. You owe your girlfriend an apology, along with some honesty, if you really feel she's not worth the effort. Info. Why did your mother tell the guest such obviously sensitive information? I struggle to see how your mother is not blatantly an asshole for that. YTA. That whole situation was gross. Your GF doesn't need to help stack dishes. And your mom shouldn't have ran her mouth to her friend. You absolutely should apologize. YTA. You refuse to stand up for your GF even though your mom is being an aw to her. I guess it's a good thing she learns this early in the relationship. Hopefully, she pays attention to these red flags and moves on sooner than later. Buddy. YTA. You are never going to have a successful, long-term relationship if you choose your mother's comfort over your significant other in situations like this. You said yourself you agree with what your girlfriend is feeling, and it just reflects really badly on you as a person that you won't even attempt to broach this topic with your mom. I hope your GF leaves you, if you won't defend her. YTA. You are a terrible BF and someone she can't rely on. You admit you will let your parents do what they want to her and you would just smile and nod in order to feel beloved. You would sell her out and throw her under the bus without hesitation to make your mom happy. And double down on it, admitting that is your strategy. A guest is bothering her with the subject she warned you and your mom she can't handle, and is objectively one of the worst things that can happen to someone. Is boyfriend stepping up to protect her in her most inner pain? Nah. He's watching and nodding like an idiot. Your mom is treating your GF like a maid and not like a guest? Is BF saying, "Mom, let me stack those plates. I ate and I can clean up? Let me boil this potatoes?" Is BF telling his mom, "Let her be a guest and enjoy dinner. Leave her alone"? Nah. He just watches and smiles like an idiot, eating his potatoes and having his plates removed for him like the giant baby that he is. When your GF told you she isn't appreciated being treated like that, does BF apologizes for not protecting her and for taking advantage of her? Nah. He tells her it's bonding. Because that's how women bond, by serving him. That is what you have to offer her. Everyone in your family will do and say whatever they want to her while you smile and nod. If she asked for something in advance, it will be ignored. Even if it's the most traumatic, horrible thing, she would be ignored. There is one goal and one goal only for the interactions with your family. Whatever makes your mom loves you would be done. GF needs to rip her soul apart about her dead mom during the holidays versus having to say a comment to your mom. Your GF needs to give her soul. That's what you offer. That's why it's better for you that she is an orphan from her mom, because orphans are usually easier to take advantage of. So in conclusion, you are a BF and a human. You're a big spoiled mama's boy that would sell everyone and anything to keep this status. And you're heading fast towards divorce before you're even started. Every girl you would ever marry would eventually divorce you. Even the most orphanest, poorest women would make you up eventually and run for the hills. The cure is therapy. But the way you are so flippant about it and in complete awareness, and the severity of what you let her go through after so little time and for such a tiny reason. You know, like the difference between selling your wife for $1 million and selling her for 50 cents. All of this point to a very, very extreme case of mama's boy that I don't think therapy would help you. I think you're going to need at least 3 divorces, bitter exes and broken children before any meaningful change could start to take place. As it is, you're an unsafe environment for spouses. YTA. So your mother's a gossip that talks behind your GF's back and you're aware of it. I hope she dumps your mommy's boy ass. You'll never support or defend her. She's wasting her time with you. Some women take years to realize their boyfriend is always going to be a son first, partner second. Your girlfriend is lucky to have only wasted 3 months. Hopefully she won't waste any more. YTA. You know your girlfriend doesn't like to talk about her mom. You tell your mom that she lost her mother and doesn't like to talk about her. Your mom proceeds to tell everyone, and when her friends bring it up, you don't shut it down. You didn't change the topic. That is the move right there where you screwed up. As for helping in the kitchen, if you had a sister, would your mother have asked this of her boyfriend? YTA. You should have told your mom that it wasn't cool for her to tell her friend. It wasn't her news to share, and when she told her friend, your mom should have told her to shut her mouth, as she knew it was a sensitive topic for your GF. Asking your GF to help around the house, I wouldn't say is being an asshole if she wanted to bond. But still, only making her help can be perceived as being singled out. YTA. You say bringing these issues up would tarnish your good relationship with your family. But these are real issues and would be relatively easy to speak about and resolve. That you're afraid you can't speak to your mom about this makes me think your family relationships are more fragile than you say. Life is full of more uncomfortable conversations than this. Man up.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.